Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Barry Overton. I want to welcome you to the Agent Power Huddle this Monday morning for the Monday Mindset. Really excited to share this training with you. This is actually something that just came together over the weekend, and it all started because of this shirt right here. I was out on Saturday and showing clients houses, and then me and my son went to a Final Four event at the Broncos Stadium, and then we went to the Nuggets game. And it was, while I was out, I got a lot of comments in regards to the shirt, and people thumbs up and things of that nature. But there was one gentleman that I came across, and he looked at the shirt and then he responded by saying, "If it was only that easy." And for me, I responded back and I said, "But it is." And, his thinking was around it. Again, these are dream, believe, do, repeat. 3 or 4 very simple words that can change your life. But I understood after, thinking about that over the rest of the weekend of why is it that it is easy for me? Why is it simple for me to embrace these words? And that's why I feel comfortable wearing this shirt, because it's an embodiment of who I am. But I also realized that it took me many years to be able to get to this point. And through that, what I learned is, just having this conversation with myself over the weekend and creating this training, I realized that these were practices that over time have become disciplines, in my life. Each one of these words, and I'm going to share with you how each one of them is more of a discipline that, when they're put together, can create amazing success in your personal life, in your business life, in your health, so many different areas. So we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But that was it was kind of, again, a eye-opening situation just to have someone say, "If it was only that easy." So I'm excited and I'm happy that I ran into this gentleman, because he created this Monday Mindset training that we're doing today. So we're just going to jump into each one of these. The first one being dream. Now, I want you to think about dream for a second and being a dreamer. Have you ever had someone call you, "Oh, they're just a dreamer," or, "This guy, daydreams all the time"? It's almost condescending in the way that they say it. It's almost they're putting you down for being a dreamer. But I can tell you, about 12 years ago, I really started to embrace being a dreamer. And I call myself a dreamer. And the reason I started to embrace it about 12 years ago, because I knew that I always was, but I was afraid to share it with other people. But I met another dreamer. His name is Rod Smith. Some of you may know that name, especially if you're in the Denver area and you're a Broncos fan. He played 14 years in the NFL. He won 2 Super Bowls. He went to multiple Pro Bowls. He's a friend of mine, and he was a business partner of mine. And he shared his story of growing up in Texarkana, Arkansas, and being in the projects, living in the projects, and all he had was his dreams. That's the only thing that he had to hold on to believe and envision what life was going to be like for him as an adult. And he envisioned so much to the point that he created success and became a multimillionaire, but not only in football. So this is a guy that, in regards to his dreams, went to college and didn't get 1 degree, but 3 separate business degrees that he got. And right now practices in business in so many areas and coaches people in certain areas of business as well. And so, again, he is one of those people that he will tell you he's a dreamer. He wrote a book that uses the acronym of DREAM in regards to creating success. And so spending time around him and understanding and embracing my own thoughts of dreaming made it easier for me to, number one, embrace those thoughts and believe in that, but also it helped me to practice dreaming. We're going to talk about practices and disciplines throughout this conversation today. But I learned to start not just dreaming, but practicing dreaming, and meaning dreaming with an intention behind it and creating a discipline around the dreaming. And part of what we're going to go through with talking about each one of these words is the discipline in itself. So again, and just if you're a dreamer and you're on here, just put a 1 in the chat. If you're in that place where you want to be a dreamer, you want to be a visionary thinker, and you're still just trying to figure out how to get there, put a 2, in the chat. All right, we got some dreamers. I love it. And like I said, as we go through this, I'm going to help you to really embrace, number one, the thinking around that, but also what it is that you're going to be able to do with it. So one of the things, so here's the thing, I think there are people that give a bad name to dreamers, because there's a problem with dreaming, and it's if you only dream. If you're not doing the other 3 that I'm going to talk about, then that's where, people have that negative connotation, because all you're doing is the dreaming part. You're not doing the belief, the doing, and the repeating of the 4. So let me share with you, how we break that barrier of just being the dreamer and really take your life to another level where other people identify with it, see your success, and then they reach out to you to find out how exactly you've done it. The next one we're going to tap into is belief. Now, this one for me, I think is probably one of the more challenging areas, I think, for many people. And the reason being because this requires, confidence that we're building in ourselves. And, when you think about dreams and then turning them into reality, belief is the bridge that connects the two. And when you understand that, and when you create a discipline around belief, this is where things really start to change it in your life. And so, I wrote a book called Ignite Your Greatness, and I talk about dream, believe, execute. And again, with dream and execute, in order to be able to even to execute, to take the action, you have to build the confidence, and that confidence is built through belief. So I can tell you, for me, it was seeing people like Rod and other people that I met that I knew their story of growing up as a kid. His story was much like my story. So he was someone that I could relate to. There's books that I read, there's audios and YouTube videos that I've seen of people that I connected with, and I saw that their lives were very similar to things that I had gone through in my life. And it made it very easy to say to myself, okay, if this person could do it, so can I. So then I really started diving deep, not only into their thinking of what helped them to overcome, challenges, but also just the thinking of many others, and really exercising the thought. Belief is a muscle. Belief is something that you have to work into. I want you to think about, again, whether you're doing motivational videos, whether you're reading, the things that you're doing, the practices that you're doing on a daily basis are what are going to grow that muscle of belief to be stronger and stronger each day. It's like, if you go to the gym and you work out one day and you expect to see results, it's not going to happen. But it's the consistency of day in and day out of going to the gym. You'll start to see transformation in your body. You will see transformation in your strength. And it's because of the day in, day out rigor of doing it. Well, belief is the same type of muscle. It's, the things that you're doing, the people you're listening to, the books you're reading, and building that belief and having a better understanding, number one, of belief in itself, but also having a better understanding of who you are. And so when you start to dream and you put, belief behind the dream, you get to a level of conviction behind it where there's an unwavering faith that the dream that you're having is going to become a reality. That's again when you start to bridge that gap between the two. And then the doing part, the doing is really the evidence that what you've been dreaming about and what you believe in, that you believe you have so much conviction of it that now you're taking action. See, that's the part where you have to, number one, you have to put a plan together. You have to, lay out a blueprint of what it's going to look like to be able to create this goal and run towards it. And you also have to you're going to have to be vulnerable, because now you're exposing your dream and your beliefs to the world, but by the action that you're taking on a daily basis. Just to give you an example, if you're a real estate agent, or if you're in business for yourself, if you're in real estate and you do agent attraction and things of that nature, all of those things, to be successful, you had to put it out to the world. Hey, I am in real estate. I want to do business with you. And in some form or fashion, you have to be vulnerable. You had to allow yourself to be open. Even just, I was just thinking to myself in regards to, I posted this on Facebook about this class, and I was very excited about it. And I've been asked before about, do you ever get nervous, or do you ever feel weird about self-promotion, on social media? And I've always answered that question is everything that we buy, every product that we use or service that we use was self-promoted somewhere. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known about it. And that company knew that in order to they believed in the product that they had. And so, it became very easy for them to share it with the world. And I think about, even when I posted this morning about this training, it was like, this is not necessarily self-promotion. This is me saying, I have a message that I want to share with you. And whoever shows up, I hope that you can take some gems from this that will be life-changing for you. So it's a different type of mindset. It's a conviction to be able to help other people to experience, the success that I've had at different aspects of my life. That's what Rod Smith did for me. He shared his story, and he shared it with many other people. And I know so many people that their lives were transformed by him sharing his story. So that's where, again, a mindset of thinking around the doing part of this has to come into play. When that person or when people have asked me in the past about, is it, do you feel like it's self-promotion, or do you get nervous about, putting yourself out there? Are you nervous about what's coming back? Are you nervous about not being successful? Once again, that's where, if the level of belief, if there's any fractures in the level of belief, it will halt you from doing the doing part of this. So that's where you can really measure your dream and your level of belief behind your dream, is through the doing part. Now, as you go through the doing part, what you're gonna do is you're gonna realize that there's pitfalls, there's struggles, there's challenges that you go through in that process. And this is where the test comes in. See, this is when you have challenges, what do you do? I'm gonna go back to the gym again. I like using the gym analogy. When you're lifting weights, those first 3 or 4 reps that you're doing curls on, they're very simple. But you start getting into the 5th, 6th, 9th, 10th rep, and the resistance starts to kick in. Well, you have a choice that you can make. See, with me, I always set a goal. When I'm doing a rep, I'm doing 15 reps no matter what. And I know when the pain is going to start, and honestly, that's what I'm looking for. See, when we go to the gym, we're looking to create muscle failure because we know through muscle failure, where we're breaking down the muscle, when it rebuilds, when it regenerates, it comes back stronger. But see, in business and in life and different things that we're trying to achieve, when we get to a point of the struggle happens, once again, we get to make a decision. But see, if you are tied to this dream and you know this dream, there's nowhere in that dream that says, when it gets hard, I'm going to stop. When it gets hard, I'm going to figure out another way to go a different direction. No, it's through the dream that we have to continue to push through the pain, because on the other side of the pain is everything that we desire. On the other side of the pain is everything that we're going after. So that you have to have the perseverance during the doing part. And you have to have the ability to realize that this is a part of the process. And you have to embrace the grind, embrace the struggle, and knowing that it's all a part of the process. And just like with lifting weights, when you embrace the struggle and you get through it, you have just grown stronger in that area. So maybe it's a marketing aspect of your business that becomes a struggle. Well, if you run away from it, you never figure out how to break through that marketing issue. And then you just say, oh, it doesn't work because if you market like this, you're not going to make it. No, but if you adjust and if you pivot and you make some changes and you realize, okay, I've just figured out how to navigate this issue that I was having. So the next time that it happens, number one, you know that you have the ability to navigate that particular challenge, but you probably have the ability to you have a thinking that allows you to adjust. You adjust on the fly. So you have just grown stronger in two different areas in regards to building your business, or like I said, whatever it may be. When you face the struggle, you're going to get better based off of facing the struggle. So the doing part, again, is going to be the lesson, and it's going to be the barometer. And guess what? Also, along with that doing part and adjusting and embracing the struggle and persevering through it, the belief grows stronger as well. I can tell you, I mean, many people, if anyone has been through that type of struggle in your life or challenge in your business, wherever it was, again, just drop another one in the chat just to say, I hear you, Barry. I know where you're coming from with that. I guarantee you, I see Diana shaking her head. Every one of us have been there, and it's just and we've also been there. I can tell you, I have been there where I got to the struggle and I stopped. I gave up. I said no more. And I always talk about the pain. There's two types of pain when you're going after something big, when you're going after your dream. See, there's the pain of purpose. And that's that pain when you push through and you say, you know what, I'm having a major challenge in regards to pursuing my goal, pursuing my dream, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, it's painful, but you have so much purpose behind what it is that you're trying to do, that you do it anyway, and you get on the other side and you succeed and you realize that, man, the dream that I had, I've formed it into reality. It is now real for me. And there's a sense of accomplishment that comes there. And again, there's that growth in your belief, and there's the growth in your doing. But see, that's that first pain of purpose. But then there's one called the pain of regret. The pain of regret will eat at you. I can tell you, this is a life lesson that I learned at a very young age that stuck with me for probably 20 years. And I had a dream of playing in the NFL. I played football for many years and all the way into high school. But I started at 7 years old. And the whole time I was a kid, I believed that I was going to be in the NFL. I dreamed vividly with this, that I was going to win Super Bowls. I was going to go to Pro Bowls. I was going to be a Hall of Famer. I had very vivid dreams of what that was going to look like for me. And through injury, not injury that kept me from being able to play again, but injury that I said, I don't like how this physical pain that I'm going through. And I gave up on my dream my senior year of high school. And, you know, I always say God has funny ways of putting messages in front of you. I became a police officer. I worked here in Denver for many years. And through the relationships I had many different relationships with Bronco players and retired Bronco players and players that played on those 2 back-to-back Super Bowl teams. And I was around that energy quite a bit. And what it did for me is it always had me in a place of what if I would have stayed with, you know, pushing through the pain and getting to the other side, where would my life have been? Where would I have gone? And there was a level of regret that I could not shake for probably 20 years. I was like in my late 30s before I was able to finally let that go. And what I learned from it is I never want to experience the pain of regret again. So I'm always pushing through the pain of purpose now, because I never want to say, what if? What if I would have built this agent attraction to 1,000 people, 5,000 people? What if I didn't quit on it? What if I didn't quit on my real estate business because it got challenging in 2023, or because there was a NAR settlement that came along that made me feel like I needed to get out of the business? What if I would have stayed with it? You know, so I want you to really understand those 2 different types of pain. And then we're going to finish off with the repeat. So again, we have dream, believe, do, repeat. One of the analogies I like to use is I'm a big boxing fan, and most world champion boxers will tell you that it was easier becoming world champion than staying world champion. And the reason, because a big part of that is because, again, there's a dream. There's a dream so big that you believe in that you are pursuing it no matter what. But then once you reach the dream, once you reach the pinnacle of being a world champion, once you reach the mountaintop of whatever your success is that you're looking for, you're there now. And a lot of times that level of the dream and the belief and the doing tend to go down. Well, what you have to do is you have to set another dream. You have to set an even bigger dream to be able to continue to have that hunger inside of you. And you have to set the belief that you're going to be able to reach that next dream, and then go back into the doing part of it once again. I can tell you in real estate, great example, Monica Graves is on here right now. Her first year with EXP, her pursuit was hitting Icon, being an Icon agent with EXP. And she did it. Now, it could have been very easy for her to say, okay, I hit Icon and I'm excited about that, and not necessarily pursue it the second year. Well, guess what? She just hit Icon for the second year. Because again, so she's resetting. I think as of April 1st, she reset. Do you think she's going after third year? Absolutely, she's going after the third year. And I guarantee you that she's not only going after that third year, she wants to increase her numbers and, make Icon, instead of, making it, in say 12 months, make it in 6 months. So she's setting higher goals. She's dreaming bigger in regards to the next level of her business around Icon. So again, we have to continuously, we have to stay in that repeat aspect. That's where we create consistency in our business, or consistency in our life. I love to talk about like the 75 hard, or the diets that we do. Again, you have a goal to lose a certain amount of weight. Once again, it may be easier to get to the goal of losing that weight, but it's not as easy to maintain it. Because a lot of times what we do a diet to get us to the goal that we're trying to get to. But once we get there, the thing that got us there, the eating habits, the exercise, all the things that we were doing, we stopped doing. And we expect that the weight is going to stay on. Well, that's not the case. We're going to go back to where we were. If we go back to the things we were doing before the diet, we're going to go back to the results that we had before the diet. if we want to maintain the diet, we have to continue to maintain the behavior and the actions, the discipline of what we were eating and how we were exercising to be able to maintain those results. So and I always said, we shouldn't do diets because diets are again, one of those things that we have a time stamp. It has an expiration. We're going to stop at some time. But if you make a lifestyle change for yourself, that's where you're going to see the difference in regards to not only getting to the goal, but maintaining the goal. And so if you do the same thing within your business, that's where you're going to see not only hitting the goal, but just maintaining in that area. And the only way that you go is continue to go up. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter if interest rates have gone up and they slowed down the market, I can tell you there were people in my organization that they doubled their business in 2023. They did more business when everyone else was saying that business was slower. Monica was one of those. I think she added she went from 15 million to 21 million that she did in sales in her business from 2022 to 2023. So again, you can see it's not anything about the environment around us. It's the thinking that we have in our own mind and wrapping this idea of dream, believe, do, repeat as a part of what you're doing on your daily basis. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was worthwhile for you and something that gets your Monday off to a great start. And definitely looking forward. I think I'll be here in another couple of weeks, and maybe I'll run into someone on the street over the weekend that'll give me another, inspirational message that I can share with you guys. All right, thanks. You guys have a great day.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.